Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Tonight, a KTVU exclusive, as the face of traffic control in California is about to change. The CHP is introducing what it calls a new breed of police car and patrol car, one the agency says was designed to blend in with the rest of us. KTVU's Henry Lee was the only reporter in the state to get a close-up look at these vehicles and talked one-on-one with the man who leads the CHP.
You might hear but not see the California Highway Patrol's new patrol cruiser until it's too late.
This is our new 2024 Dodge Durango specially marked patrol vehicle.
CHP Commissioner Sean Duryee gave KTVU an exclusive first look at the vehicles at the CHP Academy in West Sacramento.
They have a 360-degree concealed state-of-the-art light package that really, it's hard to detect until the lights come on.
Drivers may be more familiar with CHP cruisers like these Dodge Chargers. The Durangos are a different breed, though.
The idea and the purpose of this is to go out and blend in with traffic a little bit so we can seek out and apprehend these aggressive and reckless drivers.
Yeah, so
how many stars does he have on his car?
The commissioner's got like 4, I think. So you got chiefs, you got assistant chiefs, and then you have a commissioner, right?
Yeah.
You have assistant commissioners and commissioner. So you would think that, it's illegal for cops to do in California to do basic traffic enforcement as their daily job without an unmarked patrol car. I mean, you can't go out and enforce traffic in a totally unmarked car. It has to have markings on it.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I know years ago they had to make pass a special law because I thought the chippy cars had to be marked.
Yeah, they have to have high contrast lettering up against the colors have to contrast one another, and I think this meets the standards at a minimum. So I think it's kind of cool. What they did is they looked at that law and they created, you're really having to define high contrast at this point, but it is. I mean, you can see the image against the paint of the car, and maybe it's a matter of perspective, but unless someone challenges the law, it should be fine. I'm sure they've already done their testing and they can prove that the contrast is enough. But this is great. I mean, I was just driving the other day and you see it more and more. You see these vehicles that are zigzagging out of traffic, using the shoulder to pass, zooming by at 100 miles per hour on the inside lanes.
Terrible driving.
Like that. Yeah. And when you're in a patrol car and you see that and you get lucky enough to see that going on, it's great. You can hunt them down and usually pull them over and take care of things. But you're also very visible too. And so this is a great way where they're going to be able to blend in more. Basically, all the guys driving like assholes are going to be looking for Dodge Durangos in their back window. And any Dodge Durango, right? It's going to be.
When I was with the sheriff's office, Mark, all our patrol cars, I worked the east side, had the light bars, right? And we had one patrol car that was a flat top with no light bar that was specifically supposed to work traffic in Cupertino on the west side. And a couple times I got to take it out on the east side, and oh my God, I couldn't believe the things I saw with that flat top.
Yes,
it was like it was like being invisible.
Right. Just in your case, there was no like a slick top, right? So
right, yeah, no, it was still a marked car, but
right.
It just had the little red light. The spotlight was a red light, and it didn't have a light bar. It was a flat top.
Right. They're up at the West Sacramento Academy. If you ever been there, that's the high speed track where all the CHP cadets are taught high speed driving, and but it's exciting. I have friends across the state, and most of the major offices have always picked up at least one, if not a couple of these vehicles at this point. And I'm unsure of how many they're actually going to put out. I think 400 statewide, but I mean, are they going to make this half the fleet eventually, or what? I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh yeah, 400 when you spread them out with the state. That's maybe one or two cars per substation, right?
The thing about it is though, there's the high speed track there, but that was me. the thing about it is that, you know, you're going to have these guys that go out and this is not necessarily for people just going a little bit over the speed limit. This is particularly for the people that are doing the high speed, you know, asshole driving.
Yeah.
And to try to curb that, be able to get in and then if they do run, I mean, that vehicle is pretty powerful. It can sustain a pursuit there if it needed to. So it's going to be interesting to start seeing the stats that come up on these, especially these aggressive drivers. I was in the other day, I was on Highway 85 coming back late in the afternoon, and there was a vehicle that it was an old Saturn, piece of shit Saturn in front of me, and then number one lane traffic just stopped or going really slow. And at some point he had paper license plate, like a temporary, and it was two good dudes in it, and all of a sudden they just cut to the center divide and just shoot down the center divide like 40-45 miles per hour, passing all the traffic jam. And then, you know, just before they get to where the CHP is up there, they either duck back in or they just keep going. And the CHP is off to the right. They're handling the crash, so that maybe they didn't even see it. I don't know, but it's going to be great when you have something like this and you can hide in there and go after that. I just, again, you know, it's not really for just, you know, getting people a few miles over the speed limit. It's really to go out there and find the aggressive drivers that now every day I drive back and forth to the peninsula and stuff like that, and I see at least one driver who's driving aggressively. So hopefully.
And this all started back when the first ones were like the Camaros, right? The white Camaros. That was like the first ones that they started with.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, we had white polar bear Mustangs too. We had a couple of them. Those
was back in the 80s or 90s, Mark.
Yeah, in the 90s for sure, maybe the 80s. I drove a white polar bear Camaro in 2003, 2 for maybe a moment.
Okay.
Those polar bear vehicles were specifically designed for commercial enforcement to kind of blend in, so the trucks didn't see you as easily. You know, they still had they're pretty much all white, slick top, you know, things like that. So these are going to be cool. It's going to be I'm really excited to see it come about. Sean Duryee, the commissioner, has made a lot of cool changes. Highway Patrol. So
well, that definitely looks pretty much undercover. I mean, it's pretty dark.
it's pretty tight. Yeah. So I don't know. Do they have any thing like that at San Jose still, or?
You know, I don't know. I've been gone a while, Mark. So I know they used to
hang out with all the retired cops.
Yeah, I know they used to have some unmarks. I think they had one that was painted like a taxi cab. It looked like it was a taxi cab, but it was a police car.
Right.